This is Deb with Four Seasons Crafts. All right, we are on to card number 6 with our single panel series. So we have one today and one tomorrow. I might post both of them tomorrow on Saturday, since Sunday will start a new week and a new set of videos. So here we go. Let me give you the measurements of all the pieces, and then we will assemble this card. Now, just so you know, the paper we are using is the farm paper that came from the Celebration. So I love it, and this is our paper that we're going to be using. So have a couple different pieces here. Actually, I take that back. This is from Dandy Designs, and then this is from the farm paper. So we'll go through it and we will make this card. So you need your card base, of course. Remember, it's our single panel card base. Then we're going to need a piece of Designer Series paper. This is 12 inches by 5 1/4 inches this way. And then, pretty easy to remember, we score at 2, 4, 6, 8. Pretty basic. Then you're going to need a piece of basic white paper for the inside of our card, and this is 5 inches by 3 3/4. And then you're going to have, oops, let me make sure you guys can still see the measurements there. Then you're going to need 2 of the, this is basic black cardstock, and this is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and we need 2 of those. And then you're going to need 2 pieces as well of the Designer Series paper, whatever you choose. And these are 2 5/8 by 2 5/8. And again, I just realized in my instructions here, you're going to need 2 of those. And then we just need some scraps for a sentiment and any kind of embellishment that you might want to add to the card. All right, so let's get started. So for this one, well, I'll tell you what, we'll just leave these right here and we'll start with our squares. So again, we're going to take the 2 5/8 Designer Series paper, and we are just going to layer these and adhere them to our cardstock here. Now, you guys could do this strictly with 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 of Designer Series paper. You don't have to layer them. So just keep that in mind. I forgot to test the glue bottle here before I sat down. Always a little bit of a challenge here. All right, there we go. We're getting there. There we go. Let me get that little piece of yuck. See that little thing right there? We got to take that off. Okay. And here we go. Adhere that right to our card. And do the same thing with our other square. And again, same thing applies. You can do rectangles, you can do circles. This part is up to you as far as whatever it is that you want to be on these flaps. Squares just sometimes, I think they are a little easier for this particular card. All right, now we're going to move over to our other pieces here, and we are going to take our single panel and we're going to take our accordion kind of fold here. And all you're going to do with this one, you had all these score lines. So you're just going to take your first one, fold it in, next one, fold it up, and that's what you're going to end up with. So this is more or less how it goes. Okay, so it's like a Z, you know, it's like multiple Z's, I guess. M, W, there you go. I think it's a W. There you go. So that's how you're going to fold it. Now, again, you guys can, just like before, you can pick, if you want this side, you're just going to start your fold this way to get the dots on the front. Okay? But we're doing the stripes. So we're going to put adhesive on the back here. Okay? And then we're going to adhere this to our piece of, and this is Garden Green is what we're using for our base color. All right. So there we go. And I'm going to adhere this down. Now, if you have a scoreboard, I think that actually is a nice tool to have when you are making this many score lines, because you need them to be so even. I think a scoreboard works really nice. But if you use your trimmer, which I use the trimmer on this, what you're always going to want to make sure you do is line each score line up with, so like I went to 2 inches and then I moved it over to 4 inches. Always make sure that you're lining your paper up kind of on the same spot of the 2 inch, the 4 inch, the 6 inch. So in other words, if you put it right over top of the number, right before the number, or, you know, the line, right after the line, whatever it might be, just keep it consistent and you'll get a nice straight line, or a nice, you know, where everything kind of lines up together, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. Okay, now we're going to take our piece of white, as always. If you're going to stamp on it first, and then put it in your, then put it in the card. Now this I will also tell you, and I'm not stamping in it, but I'm going to make sure that I let you know when we get to that point that you are going to want to make sure that you know where you're stamping for this particular card. Okay, I'm going to see. Perfect. I want to get that green line there to show. I want that to be nice and prominent, so it looks like I have a little bit of a break there. So this is what it looks like right now, all right? Now we have these 2 squares. This is what I was going to say. If you stamped inside, you're going to want to make sure, because now we have these 2 squares. And what we're going to do is we're going to layer one here. And then we're going to take the top one. We're going to move this over. And then we're going to lay the top one right over top. So we're going to put our first one on. The first one, we're going to make sure that it's all nice and lined up where we want it. And then remember, only put adhesive on 1/2, all right? Because we don't want to glue our card shut, right? So I'm going to turn it back over. Make sure if you have directional paper, it's all going in the right way. And I am going to put it right here. Make sure I have the same amount of space, top to bottom. And then over here, and I'm going to put it right there. It's kind of nice this has lines so I can see if I'm actually straight from that perspective. All right, so there we go. Now I'm going to take this piece, and this one is pretty easy because all I have to do now is make sure that the corners here line up exactly to the corners on this one. Okay, so again, I'm going to turn it over, put my adhesive here, and then I'm going to turn it back over, lay the corners down, kind of hold those in place, just make sure I have them in the right spot, and then we're just going to put this right here. Okay. Again, I'm just going to make sure, oops, looks like, yep, there we go. So you want it to be nice and even. And then what you guys are going to have, we're still going to use that, I think, is now you get this. Isn't that cool? So again, we just use that single panel, and then we can open it up. Ta-da! So you get like this nice little scene here. At the same time, you have this place to write your message. You can make these flowers, you know, whatever you want. And there you have it. Now, we're going to add a little bit more to the front here. I punched out a circle. I think it's a 2-inch circle with the circle punch. And then I used, I went ahead and stamped this so you guys didn't have to watch me stamp. I used the Sending Smiles, and it's this Love and Big Hugs. I thought that was kind of cool, big hugs, because there's cows, so whatever. So that's the sentiment I use. But this is a great set if you don't have it. It's got beautiful flowers and lots of different sayings that you can mix and match the words. So quite nice. All right, so what I want to do, something a little different. I thought I would try this. We'll see if it works. I'm going to take this and I'm going to adhere Love and Big Hugs in the middle of this circle. So I'm going to kind of actually put my adhesive in the middle of the circle. Okay. Then I'm going to take my words and make sure those line up in the middle of the circle. So right there, make sure that they're even, okay, on both sides. And then I'm just going to press that down, make sure. There we go. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my snips here, and I'm going to turn this over, and I'm actually going to cut around. So I'm going to just make it so that the title here is right next to the edge of the circle. So I'm just going to take my scissors and go around, and then I'm going to do the same over here. I have a little glue over here, so I'm not a fan of putting my nice scissors in there, but that's okay. All right, so there we have it. I kind of like that. Oh, I might have cut it a little too, looks good, a little too close, but all right. There we go. And then I was going to put a little bit of twine around it. I thought since it's kind of like a little farm card, I thought that might be kind of cool. So I'm going to put a little bit of twine here at the bottom, and then we'll tie a bow. So what I'm going to do to the back is actually put some Stampin' Seal so that I can adhere the twine. So again, I'm just going to take this and kind of put it right there and wrap it around, and then it's going to stick to the back, right? There we go. And do the same on this side. Again, wrap it around. There we go. And now I'm just going to tie. Now, last time I did this, right, I didn't use double the thread. So we'll see if I can get something that looks kind of like a bow and make it look a little bit better. We'll see. Might just be a knot. So we'll just stick with that knot. I think I have to take a bow class, you guys. Take a bow class. All right, here we go. All right, so I'm just gonna tie a knot here. And go. All right. There we have it. Again, you could do a little, just a little bow on top, whatever the case may be. And so I'm going to go ahead and cut this. Oops. And let's see. Now I'm just getting a little bit of this off, so I'm going to add a little bit more adhesive there because I really want that to stay. I don't want it to come sliding off once it goes through the mail. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pop this up on dimensionals. So what I'll do is put some dimensionals right below our twine, and that way I know it's going to adhere or stay where it needs to stay, right? So we will put those all around, and that should be good. Take the backings off here, and we'll add this to our card, and that will be it. You guys can tell me what you think. Okay, so here we go. And I think we'll just put it right there. So again, I want to make sure it's not off the edge of the card because what I don't want are the dimensionals. Well, it could stick on this side. It doesn't really matter, but there you go. That is it. Now you guys could embellish. You could have, we could have used a different color if we would like, whatever. But that is it. That is a fun card, very easy. And again, if you have lots of this designer series paper, I think this is one of those that really looks very nice. I really, really like it. And I just think it's such a fun, it'd be such a fun card to get in the mail. There you have it. I hope you liked it. And if you are not a subscriber, I would love it if you would subscribe and hit the like button. That always helps and grow our channel. So I think that's it. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great night. We'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.